we're going to create the Stranger Things intro sequence. So this should be fairly straightforward, but let's give it a go. So what we're going to do is we're going to need a new composition. Now we've got a new empty project, we're going to need a new composition. And we can work in 1080, 1920, 60 FPS is fine. I'm going to set my composition to 20 seconds though. Right, here we go. Now we've got this black. If we wanted to, we could sort of put a solid fill in the background. Don't necessarily need to do this, but if you want, it's going to be sort of like a really dark red. Like not quite black, but almost black. And the first thing I would recommend is set up your font first. So to do this, we're going to press the text tool and, like I say, set up your first character. So select it, which is just S, and then you're going to want to go down and find your information. We're going to be rocking a font called Georgia. Georgia. Excellent. And let's just pull this window down. Get out of here. There we go. Okay, now we've got Georgia, and we don't want italics, we just want regular. You want to set your font quite high. I mean, you're probably going to want to go loosely around the 300s-ish. But the thing with the font is it's all about the stroke. So the one we've not got a stroke. So let's set that to red. And the inside one, we're going to click this little no fill button. And you see how we've now got a stroke. We can make this thicker by rolling up this number here, which is our stroke information. So I'm going to set that to about 7. And am I happy with that? Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I've deselected by clicking the space down here, and we need to basically do the whole things in caps. And we're just going to write out our text. Don't worry about the positioning too much for now. Okay, so now we've got these, we can switch off our pen tool, and the important thing now is going to be just set up our final positionings, final placement. So yeah, just set up your text how you're going to want it to look right at the end when it's complete. Okay, and to sort of help sell the effect, what we can do is I can hit Control A on this, and I can actually increase these. I might go to 320 on them all, maybe a bit higher, 330, oops. Yeah, 330 is fine, and just on my end ones, holding Control, I'm just going to select my end ones. No, I'm not, because it's not going to let me do that. I'll do it in my layers down here, so F, H, S, and E. And I'm going to crank these bad boys up even higher, so I'm going to go 350 on those. Should I go 360? Let's go 360. Alright, so I do think this is going to sort of help sell the effect to make it look a bit more Right, so now we have our characters arranged. Now it just comes the part to sort of transform and tweak, manipulate these. And to do so, we know that by the end, by let's say 16 seconds, this is what we want, right? That's what we want. So I'm going to hit Control A, I'm going to press P for position, and I'm going to turn on the stopwatch. And what this has done is it's put a point on every single layer, right? It's put a point on every single thing at the bottom. And working from the bottom now, if I deselect, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this, so let's take the S, and the S I'm going to drag off to the left holding the shift button. So now in theory, when I press play, this is going to come in slowly. And I don't actually want them all to finish at the same time, so I'm going to put a little bit of variation on each one as I'm going in. So I'm going to take the T next, that one's, that one can come down here, this one can be one of the first ones to be done. And all I'm doing is just grabbing the bullet point and moving these. For now it's going to be quite haphazard, but you'll totally get the idea. So go ahead and do these for all your characters. Cool. And now, if I rewind and press play, let's give it a look. So spacebar for play. So ultimately, that's also alright, apart from I don't like here where the I overlaps the other stuff. So I'm just going to tweak this so these things hit their destination sooner. So the T comes up, the I, so I need to move the F. Move the F out a little bit. That way the I shouldn't overlap. Nice. So there we go, we have got the Stranger Things intro. Now we can keep going with this. We can sort of build on this even more. And to make this easier, what we're going to do is we're going to select all, and we're just going to right click and say pre-compose. And just don't worry about renaming it for now. So what's happened now is all these have been grouped into one layer. So if we double click into this, all our layers are here again, and we can go back to our comp. All our layers are here. This is going to make it so much easier to sort of control. So like say for example, we wanted like the zoom function, and we could use a camera for this, but we're going to pretend fake that, we're going to use a scale. So I'm going to press S for scale and turn on this. Right, and let's say we know at this point we want to be 100%, which means I'm just going to add some more bullet points around and delete that middle one and come over here. And this one's going to be really sort of zoomed in. And this one wants to be quite zoomed out, actually. So it wants to be about there. So now, as we're playing, it looks like there's going to be some more complex movement, and we've got that sort of Stranger Things zoom. Like, we could tweak and play with this more, and it'd be nice to sort of add a couple of camera angles. What you will note, however, is that the background, if you can make that out, I know it's quite fine and dark, is actually the wrong size. It's because we've grouped it up. So if we go back into our pre-comp, and we're going to take this and press Ctrl X to cut, come back over here and press Ctrl V to paste. Now that's not going to move. That's will always be in the same space. Alright, we're almost done here. We're just going to do a couple more sort of smaller effects. So one thing that we're going to do is we're going to apply a glow to all this. So if we click on this and we say Effect, Stylize, and look for glow. Cool. And now you can probably see that that's already started a glow. Let me zoom in and set this to full so you can sort of see it. You can see the glow. And notice up here in the top left, we've now got a whole bunch of settings. What I'm going to wait to do here is basically just play with these. So we're going to like bump up the intensity. You might want to increase like your radius a little bit. And basically just play with these main top 3 values until you sort of find something that you're happy with. You're going to want some glow, you're not going to want to go fully crazy behind it. Obviously you're going to want like this. Don't worry too much about like messing with these extra ones, because it's just going to change the effect. Just these 3 values at the top will be enough for this effect. And now we have our glow. And the whole thing is very slow moving, but we totally get the idea. I don't like how the F and the S come in at the same time. Should have had one come from the above. But all we're doing right here is just trying to get the idea. You guys can dig deeper into this and sort of get all the positions and all the values and everything set right. And we're going to do one more effect. One more effect. If you've made it this far, let's just go for one more effect. And in here, we're going to get some fog. So over on the right hand side is an effects panel. In there, I want to click in there and type in fog. And is it fog? Should we get fog or should we use noise? We'll use fog. Okay. Now you see how the fog has sort of given sort of different types of like depth to everything, like different sort of like layers of depth. Because with the Stranger Things intro, it's not just the solid glow. It's the glow's actually got a bit of range to it. But it has all gone black and white, so what we're going to need to do is change these. So I'll set you as brighter red, set you as mid red, and you as dark red. And let me just, what I'm doing here is I've grabbed this and I've pressed U to reveal all effects, and right here there's a bunch of keyframes that I just want to drag to the left over here. So now the fog is giving this sort of like different glow, and like then it's going to change the way the glow is working. And again, there's a bunch of different like values you can sort of play with this. Like this contrast is going to be a good one, because you don't want it to overlay too much. We can probably turn the levels off because we're not really going to see it. But yeah, there you go. What we've done is we've created the Stranger Things intro. quite central, which is annoying me. And there is improvements to be made. Do you know, like I say, changing the way which order the characters comes in, playing with the effects a bit more. We could add like a light to the whole scene if we wanted to and really take it to the next level. Give it a different sort of glow. But for now, we're happy with this. Feel free to build on it, keep adding effects, play with your values, go back into here, change your positional information, and yeah, there you go, guys. Good stuff, man. Congrats on completing the Stranger Things intro.